Hey everybody, I'm Samantha Bennett. I'm the Jones County 4-H agent and I'm here with my mom today.
Hi, I'm Gloria Wiggins. I'm Samantha's mother, and we're going to do something today that I did with Samantha when she was young, and she just loved it.
So first, most importantly, we're going to wash our hands because during this time with COVID-19, we want to make sure our hands are clean, and anytime you touch food, that's what you need to do before you get started in the kitchen. So we've washed our hands, and today we're going to make homemade butter. So when I was really little, it was something me and my mom did in the kitchen. We would shake the butter and then eat it, and that was probably the best part of the whole experience. So the first thing you need,
Is some heavy whipping cream.
so you can get that at the grocery store over by the milk section. So we've got 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and we're going to pour it into a mason jar.
And you could use a recycled mayonnaise jar, as long as it's glass and it's heavy and got a lid that'll seal.
So any sealable cup or jar or anything you can find in your kitchen. So we had this mason jar left over probably from homemade pickles. So that's what we're going to use. So the next thing that's all it takes is the heavy whipping cream. And we put a whole carton, a small 2-cup carton in there. And so now you just shake it. You shake your whipping cream back and forth. And when you get tired, you hand it to somebody else. So as you shake, it'll start getting a little thicker.
So now y'all can probably tell why I did this with Samantha was because she loved butter on bread. And so this was a way for me to occupy her time shaking this jar, because she would shake, 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 shake. And I could get something done in the kitchen while she was shaking the jar.
This is also something really good for all ages. So if any youth, as long as they have a parent helping them if they're younger. My arms are getting tired.
So back in the day when you used to milk a cow, and they would take the cream off of the top of the milk, they would put it in a butter churn. And I don't have a butter churn, but I can remember my great-grandmother making butter in the butter churn, and you didn't shake it. It was like a cylinder, and it had a wood stick in it, and you kept moving that stick up and down, up and down, up and down, until they made the butter. We call it a butter churn.
So as you're shaking, it'll start to separate and the butter gets thicker and harder, and it'll start forming almost into a ball, and you'll be able to feel that. And right now it's pretty thick and it's not sloshing as much. It's getting there.
It's getting there. Look at there.
So it's starting to get a little bit thicker and whipped. But we want to keep shaking it until it's a little more firm. So as it starts forming, I don't know if it's hard to see, but it's starting to, you can see it form a ball inside the glass jar. Which is helpful if you have your jar that you can see through whenever you're making it. So now you can see it forming really well. So now our butter is pretty thick, and it kind of stays in its own form whenever you turn it around inside the jar. So we like salted butter. So I know some people do not, but at this point is whenever you would want to add whatever salt to taste. So we're gonna add our salt.
If there's any liquid, you can pour that out in your cup over there.
If there's any liquid in your butter, you can pour that back out. So I'm just gonna salt it to what we would want. You can obviously leave it unsalted, or you can add your own salt.
If you don't get enough salt in it, if you're putting salt, once you put it out in your dish, you can give it a little taste and you can tell if it needs more salt. You just add a little bit. Once you reach this point, it gets a lot easier to shake that jar. It got real tough for a while.
You can see the milk that's separated from the butter, and then you've still got your butter in there. Alright, so I'm gonna pour out our milk that's separated from the butter. So I'm gonna pour it back into our measuring cup that we had the whipping cream in. If you're at home, you can leave it inside your mason jar or your jar that you cooked or created it in, so that you can just seal it back up and put it inside your fridge. We're going to put it on a platter so everybody can see it. So something important to remember is that what we've made doesn't have the same preservatives that your regular butter you would buy at the grocery store has in it. So it will not last as long and stay as healthy for you to eat as store-bought butter.
And if you have a mold, I know some people fix like turkey molds at Thanksgiving, and they make the mold out of butter. So they're butter for
She means the shape of the butter, not mold growing on the butter.
No.
She means the shape of a turkey.
I'm sorry. But so if you have some type of mold that you can put the butter in to create a shape, that's good. And when you put this in the refrigerator, it'll harden up like your regular stick butter does.
So here's our butter on a plate. And lastly, so we want to keep it refrigerated after use, and then most importantly, we want to eat it and enjoy it.
And you'll need to wrap it up in the refrigerator.
So if you keep it inside your container, you can just seal that back off. If you put it on a plate like this, you would want to cover it up. My dog wants to join in on the butter. I give this one to you.
Love me some butter.
So we've all been quarantining at home, and me and my husband have been seeing my parents a whole lot. So we hope that you can make you some butter and that everybody's staying safe, and you can eat it with your family, the ones that you're still able to see, and enjoy yourself a little bit. So we'll see everybody later, and we hope you have a whole lot of fun and conversation while you're making your butter. Thank you for joining us.